Oh shit! Fuck! Hold on, I forgot something. Oh wait, never mind. I think we gotta go. I think we gotta go. God damn it! We've already invested. Shit. Can we restart this? Can we rewind it? Can we stop that, flip it, and reverse it, as Missy Misdemeanor Elliott said?
Cut.
Hit
Let's
that,
take another take.
It.
Like 3-man
All
band.
right, you ready?
Didn't you know this
All right,
is live?
so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now we're gonna start now for real. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Beef Six
Podcast. Welcome to the show, folks. My name is Pasty White.
And I am the Fat Mac.
I'm the fattest. Actually, I think I might be beating you in that category. You got the biggest tits.
I do. I got some nice tits, man. I got some nice tits.
You put a lot of women to shame. That's
there are women who would die for my tits. I mean, they'd have to shave them a little bit, but they're on point. They sag a little, but I've seen bitches with shittier tits that don't sag, that sag worse than mine. Mine got some bounce and some perk to them. They got some perk. I percolate them fuckers. Hear me in the kitchen going do 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 do. Titties are ready. Titties are ready. They percolating. Oh man, I think, you know what? It's gonna be a good show today, Pasty. We got a lot of fucking shit to talk about. We're gonna have to try to keep it under. I'm gonna try to keep an eye on the clock and the whatnot. Even though I didn't, I just thought about it literally right now that I didn't adjust the time span, but that's okay. I know what times mean. I know 10 means 8. I know 9 means 11. And I know that 10 means 12, even though 10 meant 8. 10 means 8 and 12.
Man, in my line of work, I'm still trying to wrap my head around military time.
Oh, military time's simple. If you ever have a hard time with military time, just think of whatever the time it is plus 2. Yeah, that's all you ever got to think.
I got that. I've had that for years, but like working with it in sequential order, like it dries my brain and it drives me crazy. No wonder they use it in the military to break the soldiers.
It's to break them. Everything's to break them
and wake.
They want to break. They want to break them, wake them, shake them, and make them into our first line of defense.
We need to sell that slogan to the army today.
We should. And anybody in the armed services, we give you a fucking shout out. Thank you. We appreciate all you do. There's not enough we can say. I'll never do it, so I'm happy you did it.
Thank you.
Although, you know, see, I was smart. People look at me and they're like, God, you've let yourself go. And it's like, you know what? When I was younger, I was the only male in my family. So if they ever re-enlisted the draft, I couldn't have been drafted because I had nobody to take on my surname, right? The Waterfield surname.
Right.
That's a clause in the draft rules that you can't take the only son.
I'm also my father's only son.
But then I had a kid. Well, that fucking null and voids that fucking surname shit anymore because now I already have a fucking spawn out there spreading Waterfield seeds. So that's when I got obesely out of shape to where they don't even want me now. It's like if the draft come along, they're like, fuck you, man. You can't do one chin up. Get out of here, buddy.
I didn't
let myself go. I'm strategically keeping myself out of the fucking services.
In a fight with Korea, I'm pretty sure Trump sends you.
I think I'm safe. Safe. These tits, man. I worked on these tits. These tits are keeping me home.
They're a national treasure. That's what's going to keep you home. They're a national treasure.
They are, man. Plus, they don't want to take down my website, man. I get too many clicks on that. Clicks for Bubba's Tits.
.com.
.com. Oh, well, I suppose let's get into what we're drinking first, and then we'll get into our sponsors, and then we'll get fucking tally-hoing.
So I guess that means we're going to be taking a little trip to the refrigerator.
Refrigerator, why do I love you so? Because you hold my food and my beer, so you're my heart and soul. I'm gonna go to the refrigerator. Refrigerator. I'm back from the refrigerator.
I love the refrigerator.
What you got, Pasty White? What did
I
you
love
grab
the refrigerator so much. I got a mini refrigerator in the studio.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. I am drinking on Surly Brewing Company's Extra Citra Pale Ale. Once more.
Surely it's Surly.
Yes. And you, sir, what are you imbibing on?
I'm going old school. I'm bringing it back to 1992, motherfucker. I'm taking it way back. I got myself a little bit of, let me see if you can see what I can see. Baby. I got myself a Colt 45 40.
Eggs. Baby, that's all we need.
40 ounces of delicious goodness going down my gullet.
I love that shit. I love that shit. Have you played Edward 40 Hands with Colt 45?
Yeah, where you tape fucking 40s to each of your hand and you can't take them off till they're both finished?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Actually, when I learned the game, everybody's like, it's just one hand. How else are you gonna smoke? No, you gotta do
well,
two.
That's the incentive.
Right.
You don't get to smoke till the fucking shit's gone. There's got to be an incentive. If it's one hand, there's no incentive.
Man, I think way
then
back.
People start fucking bashing people's heads in and shit when they're drunk. It's fucking fun, man.
I think back to 2007.
I honestly don't think we ever called it Edward 40 Hands, though.
Oh,
I think we just called it tape 40s to your hand. I don't know that we had a cute name for it.
Edward 40 Hands. That's what we played. There's
probably a res name for it or something. 40 hands and no foreskin. If you weren't circumcised, you don't get the bottle. Better snip that shit before you get that liquor.
Shit. Back at the original fucking fat camp, I rolled up with 200 plus cigarettes pre-rolled and 40 40s in the trunk. That's how I did it.
That's very delicious. And now they got, have you noticed that now they got 42 ounces?
No, I don't buy 40s anymore. I'm an adult.
They're fucking popping them out. I know, I haven't bought them forever, and now I got this son of a bitch.
It's
and there's
good,
a whole
but
bunch
if you don't get through it before it's warm, it's fucking pointless.
Like OE800 now is in a 42 ouncer too, but it's that plastic bottle shit.
Yeah.
But they're throwing them out in 42 ounces for the same price. It's like, I guess, you know, 2 extra ounces for the same price.
Right. Yeah, no, back then it was all about like shit like Axe Head. The shit that was stronger and in a 40-ounce bottle. Oh.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Well, that high gravity fucking shit. God, that's sick shit. Sick shit. We'd pull that out halfway through the night. I never started a night on fucking high gravity. I'd pull that out halfway through the night when I didn't give a shit anymore. That was when I pulled that out. My sister, she'd fucking drink that shit warm to start out.
Oh, God. I mean,
she's a fucking beast.
Fuck that. You don't drink that shit for the taste. You don't.
Oh, man. No, you either drink it for the fucking buzz or you use it for fucking paint remover.
Good shit.
All right.
40s. Why haven't I thought about... We need to start a fucking micro brew company that only bottles in 40s.
I think we'd make bank on that.
Why doesn't anybody do that?
Somebody probably does. There's all sorts of different 40s out there, though, now, man. There's 40s you ain't even knew they had 40s of and shit. And now, like, Bud Light and fucking and Miller have 40s and shit. I'm like, why y'all get the fuck out of here?
Get out of here.
You're fucking, nah, we ain't playing that. Fuck that. If I'm buying, like, you might as well just buy a fucking 6-pack or something than to get a 40 of Bud Light. Fuck you. 40 of Bud Light in my ass. They got a Mickey's 40. I'm like, man, if I'm doing Mickey's, I'm going grenades. That's the only way I'm doing Mickey is grenades.
Right. The caps, man, the caps. Gotta have the caps.
Well, yeah, man, it gives my son something to do. I'm drunk, half passed out. John, I want to do something.
They gotta put a really hard one. They gotta put a really difficult one on the 40 bottles. Since you only get one, it's gotta last you.
No, they don't put them on the 40 bottles.
Yeah, I know. Stupid.
All right. So, folks, we got a new sponsor this week.
Yes.
We're moving up in the world. Audible, you may have heard of Audible. For all of your audiobook needs, Audible is now sponsoring the show.
Thank you.
So go ahead, check out Audible. You can go and get a free month if you put in various codes, but we don't got a code because they don't love us that much yet. Actually, go there and put in beef sticks and just see what happens. Maybe those codes don't even mean shit. But anyways, Audible is being good, and they are supporting us. So we are going to support them. They have a new book out now. It's 50 Shades of Grey, as read by Gilbert Gottfried, and so we are going to share a clip.
Audible.com presents 50 Shades of Grey, the erotic best-selling novel read by Gilbert Gottfried.
My inner goddess has stopped dancing and is staring too, open-mouthed and drooling slightly.
Hear it the way it was meant to be heard.
Keep still, he orders, and slowly he inserts his thumb inside me, rotating it around and around, stroking the front wall of my vagina. No fisting, you say? Anything else you object to? I agree to the fisting, but I'd really like to claim your ass.
Famed voice actor Gilbert Gottfried gives a reading that can only be described as sensual.
Holy fuck, is this wrong? But holy hell, is it erotic?
Thank you, Audible, for that clip. And thank you to Monster Wear Clothing for bringing us high-quality vinyl decals and t-shirts, handcrafted by fine Minnesotan people from the forest, brought to you with low shipping prices, great quality merchandise, fast turnaround times. If you're looking for hockey masks, t-shirts, decals, or whatever else you can think of, hit up Corey Matthews at Monster Wear Clothing.
You know, you had a pause there at the forest, and I swore you were going to say Forest Moon of Endor.
I should have.
Made in the Forest Moon of Endor by Wookiees and Ewoks. Oh. Good shit, but we gotta move, folks. We gotta move. It's time to tweet. I accidentally tweet myself earlier, and I got a wipe.
Tweeted all over yourself.
But it's time to tweet. You know, we got a lot of multiple tweets. We got tweets from multiple folks here, like not just one tweet from one person, but multi. A kind of interesting tweet week. Are there any you're ecstatic to read, Pasty? You want me to run down the line and you want to respond on them? Do you want to shit some out yourself? How you want to do it, buddy?
We can go every other, as long as it's not a story.
You know what? Actually, every other works because they kind of go into each other. So,
sounds like 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, right.
As read by Gilbert Gottfried.
So if you want to pop off the first one, man, and take the virginity, I'll take sloppy seconds and put it in the bumhole.
All right. Well, our first tweet comes from a great friend of the podcast, Mr. Vince Russo, at
Great
Vince
friend.
Russo on Twitter. Yes, sir! I killed pro wrestling just like Muhammad Ali killed professional boxing. Never been the same since the day he left. So good, nobody could ever follow his act.
Damn, that's pretty. That's a good comeback. I love that comeback. I'm gonna steal that comeback at some point because I like that. It basically says it, you know. Yeah, I guess, you know, Muhammad Ali killed the business because the business was never the same after he was gone. I dig it. Vince Russo is nowhere near the Muhammad Ali of pro wrestling. I wouldn't even call him the Muhammad Ali of pro wrestling writing. Not that I know who that. I guess I would have to be Vince McMahon. You would have to give it to Vinnie Mac.
Obviously, since he's won.
I love the comeback. I'm gonna steal it. So this next one is kind of a series of tweets by our good old Vinny Roo. And it started with a match with some of our European, what do you want to call them? WWE European guys. You had Pete Dunne, you had Tyler Bate, and a couple other guys. They did something. Fucking, I'm behind on NXT. It's NXT ropes. I don't know what they did, and I apologize. But anyway, somebody was like, yo! Because they did a badass move, right? If I know Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, it was a badass move. So Vince Russo had to fucking reply with, yeah, that would happen if the match was real. Suspension of disbelief is forever gone in professional wrestling. And that's why all the casuals went bye-bye. Only the marks and kids remain. You want to read Pete's response?
Pete responded with, if you're that worried about suspending disbelief, I don't even know what I said there. Spending?
It's more difficult to say
Did I say spending disbelief? You wouldn't tweet stuff like this. Hashtag hypocrisy.
And never one to stay out of the fucking argument, the Young Bucks replied with, you guys should have done something more realistic, like a Judy Bagwell on a pole match. To anybody fucking listening to this who doesn't fucking know, if there was a while there in WCW when Vince Russo was head writer that he was just throwing shit on a pole left and right. He literally had like a Viagra on a pole match and a bunch of other stuff. Well, there's a wrestler called Marcus Buff Bagwell, who is actually now a male prostitute. You can find him at, what is it called? Somethingangels.com. I frequent
him to sponsor
on my
us.
nights. We should.
Or we should sponsor him.
I think it's cowboysforangels.com. And you can find him there. But anyways, he had a match where he put the dude's mom, and they called it Judy Bagwell on a pole. They actually put her on a forklift. A little side note, I don't know because I've never met the guy, but rumor and innuendo states that Buff Bagwell has his mom shave his bag for him. And I'm like, that's a pretty cool mom. I mean, that's a pretty cool mom that'll shave your bag for you. And there's a lot of girlfriends that won't shave your bag for you.
Right.
And his mom shaves his bag for him. That's a good relationship they have there.
Yeah, hey.
It's a good, healthy relationship.
He loves his mama.
All right. Now, the next one's kind of cut off, so I'm going to steal it from your page.
Yeah, you go right ahead. I was going to make you anyway.
But you can follow up with it.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened was Kevin Steen's wife, Karen. Her Twitter and her social media deleted all pictures of her and Kevin, or Kevin by himself. In fact, they only left one picture of Kevin, and that was with her and their daughter and Kevin up there. She was also writing things. One person wrote, wow, KO wife, he is really lucky. And another person put heart faces. She replied to them and said, don't tag that piece of shit liar, talking about Kevin Owens. Then responding to the, he is lucky, his wife, she's like, not anymore, LOL. And then again, she responded with, anymore, he's not. So do you wanna follow up on what her follow-up tweet was there, Pasty? It got the internet fucking roaring.
Yeah, it did. I heard about this shit right away. I was like, who cares?
Right.
She responded with, you guys, I saw this not long ago. I got hacked. It's very upsetting. None of this is true. Everything is good. Kevin deleted his because someone tried to get into his. Probably the same person who got into mine.
So it was all bullshit. Somebody hacked their account, did all of that. In this day and age, that's how easy it fucking is. Kevin Owens responded also a while later with, social media is an absolute cesspool. The way some people try and ruin people's lives for no apparent reason is genuinely depressing. My Instagram is gone again, and now people are going after my wife too. It's disgusting. Needless to say, I would never do this to my family. So it seems like all is good in the Kevin Owens front.
Yeah, but it's weird.
You know, some people have nothing better to do, and they'll hack into that shit and they'll just make shit up.
I get that, and I know it gets done. It's weird to me, the timing.
With all of the leaving the South American tour and shit like that.
Yeah.
And European
and
tour.
when Triple H, yeah, like...
I do not like these fucking earbuds, dude.
It's
I'd say I'm too drunk to wear earbuds, but that shouldn't have any fucking... That shouldn't have anything to fucking do with it. I've been drinking since like fucking 8 o'clock last night. I haven't even been to sleep. I'm on a good fucking bender. I think we'll keep it up tonight too.
Oh, God.
What do you got next? Nothing?
I'm sorry. I'm still like pondering the possibilities here.
I mean, it could be something going on with Owens and his family. You never know.
And they've done so much to keep it quiet so far, and then she snapped. I could see it, because I know
if it is
some women.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We'll report every second of it if it is, but at the same time, it's their business.
Right.
And if they don't put it out on social media, I'm not going to delve into it any more than what I see. If we get reports of shit, we're going to report it to you, because that's our job. You know, our job is to help sling mud, whether it's a fucking glorious job or not.
Right.
Glorious.
So I don't know. That's one to ponder, folks. Take it as you will.
I'm taking it, I'm taking it as I read it. They both say they were hacked. They say nothing's going on. I love the fact, I don't even think we brought this up. Somebody I don't even remember who it was, had a picture of Kevin Owens and posted something. I don't remember what the fuck it is. And somebody responded with, God, that's the worst fucking picture of Kevin Owens ever. And Kevin Owens took that picture and said, what do you mean? I'm gorgeous. And he saved it, and that's now his Twitter picture. It's a really awkward fucking picture.
A bear roar.
If anybody just go and look on Twitter, Kevin Owens. It's at Fight Owens Fight. But that's the thing that I was looking through tweets, and it's like I didn't put it on 2 tweets. You had to see the picture, and it really didn't have anything to do with anything. But I'm just sitting here looking at the picture, and I figured I'd bring it up. That, yeah, there was just a really shitty picture of Kevin Owens, and because somebody pointed out how shitty it was, he decided to save it and use it as his profile picture. I fucking love Kevin Owens when it comes to social media. He's like a social media god.
So up next, we've got a tweet from the Woken Matt Hardy. He said, and I'm not going to do this in the Matt Hardy voice because I can't. So if you can, you should just take it.
No, man, because he doesn't have a real fucking... I'm not good at fucking... doing I can't say the word now. Sounding like a different fucking area, but he's got his own fucking twist on it. Accent. He's got his own fucking made-up accent that I don't even think I can...
It's like 80 different accents. It's weird.
Go ahead and...
But it's consistent with him, and that's even more, like, mind-bending to me.
So go ahead and tear it apart, Loke, without the accent.
So here's an idea, and this is something I really want to do, but I want to get really one of those slow, insightful piano, like, backgrounds for, like, when somebody's sitting at a desk and writing, and it's kind of sad and deep, and there's just that piano melody going. And then I want to read the tweets like this. I communicated with Jason Jordan's soul following his Raw battle. This rapscallion has only dwelled in a previous vessel before this one, and it was one of a jackass. How utterly apropos.
How apropos.
Just all coffee shop style. I would love to do our 2 tweets like that.
I love it. I just think that's funny. I think that's funny. And now another one that's related to Woken, Matt. Good old Gold Dust. He put out a tweet. Said, Shattered Dreams Productions needs to film a Matt Hardy Woken short film. Intriguing?
And Matt responded with, that sounds positively delightful.
Delightful. I fucking love it. You know what? I'm gonna spend a lot of time shitting on this whole thing, or I'm gonna play the fucking devil's advocate on this coming up. But for right now, I'm just gonna say I fucking love it, and I'm happy, and I'm so excited for what could become. And just little things like that get me giddy. Just a little delightful just gets me giddy.
You know, before we started recording tonight, I was scrolling and I saw a headline about how WWE has already ruined the broken Matt Hardy character. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
They're working on it. They'll do their best, but hopefully Matt will fight back.
To me, the promo between him and Bray Wyatt felt like broken Matt Hardy, and I thought it was completely broke. He has the same robe, which is great. He's got the same exact mannerisms and things he says, and then he says, I am Woken, and I'm like, oh, okay, so fine, whatever. It makes sense, because they're going to be out of there at Mania, probably. That gives them plenty of time to tell the stories they need to tell with the character, and then he goes and he's still broken wherever he wants to be. But WWE would own his gimmick. They'd have to.
So we will we'll have plenty of time to talk about this when we get into Raw, and I'm gonna save my thoughts until then, because we could spend a whole show on this if we wanted to, and I don't think we should at this moment.
No. And
for the sake of trying to keep us on time, I'm dead on time right now with starting our news, notes, and rumors. So Pasty, you are unqualified.
I am.
Did you know that? You are unqualified. I'm unqualified. I'm pretty sure, according to Triple H, everybody listening to this is unqualified. Because Triple H said in an interview with The National that
who's unqualified by my standards.
Fans are not qualified to boo Roman Reigns. What, you may ask? Well, here is an excerpt from the interview. These are Triple H's own words. He said, and he's talking about Roman Reigns here, folks. I think he is one of the best that the WWE have right now. Roman is in a unique position because the fans tend to believe that he is this chosen one that the WWE wants in this position. So they choose not to accept that position. But the truth is, and some people will listen to this and want to argue against it, but honestly, most of the people who argue against it aren't qualified to make that argument. I am, he said with a puffed out chest. Roman is one of the most skilled performers, bar none, in the WWE right now, and that is on every level. It is funny that Roman goes to the ring every night, and there is a decision being made whether they want to boo him or cheer him, depending on where you are, and depends what is done. Oh, excuse me. Oh.
Honestly, I think that quote was misconstrued and written on behalf of the national reporters. What I think Triple H really said, because he's insane and he's taken too many bumps and he's not all there in the head, I think what he said is the fans will be disqualified if they boo Roman Reigns.
He probably barred the fans from ringside, except it's a no DQ match, so they can't get rid of him. That's the problem they fucking have. I love how he says Roman is one of the most skilled performers, bar none, in WWE right now. I think AJ Styles might argue that. Seth Rollins might argue that. Cesaro might argue that. Kevin Owens might argue that. Hideo Itami, Finn Balor, 1,000,001 Neville. 1,000,001 people might argue that he is the most skilled performer, bar none.
Yeah.
That being said, I defend Roman Reigns for a lot
most of those people.
He has. That is true. He has. He's been beaten by most of those people also, don't forget.
Well, yeah. Got to give some to get some.
I defend him as far as he tries hard, and he's definitely, he is miles ahead of where he was 2 years ago. Easily. But, you know, he even said in his promo this week, he's like, I've been here for 7 years putting in hard work. And I literally fucking chuckled. Because it's like, dude, most of the performers right now spent 7 years at least before even getting to the WWE.
Right.
So fucking stop your fucking I've been here 7 years bullshit. You've been here 7 years fucking walking down the carpet with Triple H and Vince McMahon holding your hand.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. Again, he's put a lot in.
It is funny that he's done 7 years of work and he's finally starting to gain traction like a superstar on the indies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's good. It's good he's putting the work in.
Maybe Vince and the rest of the higher-ups should actually look at this and say, you got to build a guy for years before you can put him in that situation. You know, what if there wasn't AJ Styles and Roman Reigns was the one who left tour to come over and save the pay-per-view? You know what I mean? Yep. Nobody would have given a shit, and it would have made people hate him even more.
Exactly. You know, there's people like an AJ. You know, you look at AJ Styles. And AJ Styles, he's been elevating a lot of fucking WWE's talent. Now, you look at Roman Reigns, because I didn't put this in our news and notes, but he actually had an interview where he said something like he feels he's the best talent they have right now. In-ring worker, I think he said. And it's like, Roman's had some really good big, he specifically said big matches. Somehow I remember he specified big matches. And it's like he has had some really good big matches. But it seems like all of his big matches have been with people who can help carry him. I'm not saying they carried Roman Reigns through the whole match. But I'm saying all of his big matches have basically been people that can help carry him, can help put the weight in.
But I do gotta give Roman credit, though, because I feel like he's taken something from every one of them and used it to make himself better in the long term.
He seems to be learning. I agree with you 100%. I'm not a Roman basher, and I want good things for him, and I feel like the IC title's the perfect place for him.
I like it. Roman Reigns' career is like a classic JRPG. You get a new ability after you defeat a boss.
Now they're going to use it to have it on him shortly.
Roman Reigns is Mega Man. That's why he cocks his arm. Ha ha! He steals his enemy's powers. Go. That's it. Give him a blue suit made out of plastic. Let's do this.
Mega Man. That's awesome.
That is great. I like that.
That's actually really good. I like that too. I like that a lot. He is like Mega Man. I don't know. This just Triple H. You know what? I still say there's all these people who say once Vince is gone, Triple H is going to make WWE great. Triple H is a mini Vince. Despite what everybody wants to believe, Triple H is not going to give the company to Finn Balor's and Kevin Owens and AJ Styles once Vince is gone. Triple H is still going to give the company to Braun Strowman's, to Roman Reigns, and to Jinder Mahal's, because that's what Triple H grew up with, and that's what he believes. Triple H was right there with fucking Kevin Nash is coining the phrase fucking vanilla midget. Triple H is helping these young guys, but he'll never push them. Not the way we want him to. So, sorry, folks. Just accept that fucking dream is gone. And not only is that dream gone, Jim Johnston is also gone, Pasty White. You know the name Jim Johnston. He was let go from WWE. He's the man who's been responsible for many of the themes that we grew up with, many of the themes that we still remember today that hold a place in our heart. He was the music man
that made
of
us
the
go
90s
out
and
and
the
buy
2000s.
compact discs of the themes
Truly.
on the show.
Truly, he did The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Mankind, Mr. McMahon, Shane O'Mac, DX, and many, 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 many more. So much more. Now, fear not, because the future sounds of WWE are in good hands. You've heard us talk about CFO Money before, and CFO Money is going to stay on as the sole music producer of WWE. And although I don't like their moniker with the $ fucking name, they've been doing most of the theme songs lately that include Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe,
Shinsuke fucking Nakamura.
Yeah, they did Shinsuke's, you're right. I mean, they've done all these fucking amazing songs. So
I was part of a Facebook debate, and somebody said, Jim Johnston's gone. Now we'll have to listen to these wrestler themes with 6-bar sounds that repeat themselves with a hook. And somebody else pointed out that he made Stone Cold's theme song and The Rock's theme song. and those are the most repetitive theme songs of all time.
Right. I mean, he's surely going to be missed.
Oh, yeah.
He is a man that I hope, and I don't expect, will be in the Hall of Fame. I hope he goes in the Hall of Fame this next year.
He definitely should.
I don't think he will. See, he is one of the people that would actually fit into the category of the Warrior Award if they did it the way the Warrior actually said it should be done. Because when Warrior accepted his Hall of Fame award, said he wanted a Warrior Award to be made, or he said he wanted an award to be made, he actually named it after, I don't remember who it was, but it was a backstage guy that did a lot. But he said, the unsung heroes of WWE, the guys behind the scenes who put in the work day in and day out, who don't get in front of the camera and don't get the recognition, they're the ones who should get an award. The Warrior didn't mean for his award to go to these stupid fucking retarded or fucking no-legged motherfuckers. No offense, to mentally challenged and physically handicapped folks. I don't mean that. What I'm saying is that's not what his award, what he wanted it to be for. He wanted it to be for the people working backstage who don't get recognition. And Jim Johnston would be perfect for this. He's a backstage guy who we all know his work, but most folks probably don't know his name. You got anything more on that, Pasty?
I definitely think he should be in the Hall of Fame. He was great. But at the same point, I'm kind of happy to see him go. Not that I don't love him and everything he's done, and I appreciate his work. But he's been around for a long time.
The world has to move on.
And there comes to be a point in everybody's life, and you can't fight it. But you eventually stop keeping up with the current sounds.
Now,
so
could
I'm
they
happy to see it handed down to people, a capable team.
Yeah. And I'm one of the people, I don't know how all the inner workings backstage work, but I look at it like, couldn't you just give him a job of producing the music on the DVDs or something? Like, couldn't you keep him hired and just not have him making all the theme music for all your characters? Like, could he do the fucking DVD and the themes for the shit on the network? I don't know. But nonetheless, we got injury updates for you folks. There are 2 updates that need to be made. R-Truth is having surgery for an undisclosed injury. He went on Twitter to let folks know that the reason he hasn't been on TV is because he is getting prepared for surgery for an injury, but he did not state what that injury was. Also injured, but still fighting through it, is Sheamus, and he has come out and said he is dealing with spinal stenosis. If that sounds familiar, folks, that is the same injury that benched both Edge and Stone Cold Steve Austin, and if you could tell from the sound of the name, it includes the spinal cord. It's an injury with the spinal region, so not something to play around with, but it's obviously not bad enough to keep him out yet.
That's rough. I feel like
Scary.
Sheamus has finally found a place for himself. I don't think I've ever liked Sheamus more than I like him now.
I would have to agree with you. I've never been a big Sheamus guy other than when he first started.
He was always the two move guy. But in a tag team, not a stable, but in a tag team, there's just enough moves to keep it fresh.
It hides his weaknesses, it accentuates his positives, you know?
Quick shout out to the live chat. Somebody's homie, watch me suck, said, "What the fuck are you on, LMAO?"
Oh man, you don't even want to know. I responded
with Woken brilliance. What you on, fam?
I'll send you I'll send you a list of some of the shit I'm on, my man, and then we'll see. We'll see if you can come up with it. We'll see if you can figure it out. On to some impactful deals, motherfuckers. Don Callis has been hired in a management position at Impact Wrestling. People, Don Callis, you might remember as Cyrus the Virus from ECW. He was in WWE as the Jekyll, I believe. He's got a smart mind for wrestling, and this is a very good pickup for Impact. I think he can only do good. Him coming in comes in with two other folks who have renewed their contracts. Johnny Impact, also known as John Morrison from the WWE, he has re-signed with Impact Wrestling, and his fiancée, Taya Valkyrie, has also renewed her contract. A report from PW Insider states the deal will allow both Taya and Johnny to perform for both Impact and film the next season of Lucha Underground, which has been renewed. It is officially going to get a fourth season. I'm super stoked. I was worried about it. I'm so happy there's going to be a fourth season of Lucha Underground. Now, in addition to hiring Don Callis and reinstating both Johnny Impact and Taya, the company has also parted ways with quote-unquote Big John Gabrick. You know him from WWE Tough Enough. He's been in WWE forever, worked in Impact for a long time. And Dutch Mantell. Many of you know Dutch Mantell as Uncle Zebediah, Zeb Coulter. He was with Alberto El Patron and Jack Swagger for a while. He's also a really brilliant mind. Yes, he's a really brilliant wrestling mind, so he's going to be missed there in Impact.
And an amazing mustache. Well, Dutch Mantell.
Yes, I am so jealous of his stash. But Don Callis should do good things for Impact. I honestly hope Impact keeps moving forward. I want to see them keep moving forward, doing positive things, turning their shit around.
Yeah, we need somebody to give WWE a good fight, and their wrestlers, once their wrestlers are sick of playing in TNA or Impact.
My throat's running away with me, Pasty. Do you want to take a couple of these news bites for us, please?
Yes, sir. His story? No. Her story. WWE superstars Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss are set to make history tonight. The two women will be facing each other as part of WWE's upcoming show in Abu Dhabi and marks the first ever WWE women's match to take place in the UAE, a historically non-feminist nation. And it will
UAE, by the way, is the United Arab Emirates, folks. United Arab Emirates. It's an area such as like the United States. It's a group of places. Go ahead, Pasty. I don't mean to interrupt.
And it will be for the Raw Women's Championship. But wait! There's an update! I'm getting this in my headset right now as we speak. Sasha and Alexa wrestled in full body attire, as in there was no skin showing other than their faces. Please note there was a "This is Hope" chant from the crowd, women and men.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I mean, this is big. This is big for just women in general. That part of the country is not I'm going to try to be as PC as possible. They're not as open to women's rights as a lot of other areas. Religious wise, they have different beliefs, whether it's right or wrong. Oh, excuse me. But it's cool. The fact that they wrestled in full body attire, part of that is that in that part of the world, they don't like their women to show skin. Some people look at that as controlling their women. I'm of the side, I look at both sides of it. It's like over there, they cover their women up. In America, we have our women run around half naked and objectify them. Is either one right? No. There's a middle ground that's correct. I don't believe women have to be covered up because they just can't show any of their body. But I don't think it's fair that we objectify women and have them run around half naked, and that's the only way they can get attention. So it's not that they're negative for doing that. That part of the world just has a different way of thinking. The same way if you're in European nations and you look at America, we got some really stupid ways of thinking as far as gun control, as far as rape, as far as prison, all sorts of shit that honestly seems really weird to European nations. Those kind of things seem different to us. So it's really cool that they could actually have a women's match. And the fact that there's people out there chanting, "This is hope, this is hope," I think hopefully gives some of the women over there hope that they can go out there and pursue some kind of sports on their own and be their own woman. I don't know what the rules and regulations are over there. I don't know how much they're held back as far as competing in sports like this. I honestly don't know. But I just think this is super cool. I really think this is cool.
It is a big step forward.
It's one of these things that makes me happy to be a wrestling fan when there's so many times that it makes me unhappy to be a wrestling fan or embarrassed to be a wrestling fan. This is one of the times that makes me very happy. Very, very happy.
You want me to take this next one to home, man?
I'll take this next one. You can take the one after that. Delete video. The Woken Matt Hardy segment made its official debut this past Monday on Raw. He appeared during a pre-taped promo interrupting Bray Wyatt. We talked about it a little earlier on the show. The YouTube post of the video has gained over 1 million views in just one day. 1.2 million at the time of me writing this, and that was about 3 hours ago. So it's probably pretty close to what it's at now. It appeared to be in the top 25 trending videos of all of YouTube. To put this in a little perspective, though, the Roman Reigns versus Jason Jordan match from the same show is currently sitting at 1.3 million views as of writing. Jason Jordan versus Roman Reigns match. I mean, you could take that as a negative that this garnered less than it, but for something, I think the fact that Woken Matt is about on the same par as Roman versus Jason or any Roman Reigns match, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's big numbers. I think people are telling their friends, because that 1.2 million, a good chunk of that is people that didn't watch Raw.
Right.
Whose friends told them about it, whether they know of the broken character or not.
And they'll probably tune in next week.
That's what we hope. That's what WWE hopes for. That's what we hope for.
That's good stuff. WWE Hall of Famer Bret Hart has reportedly filed a lawsuit against Dr. Justin Young for what is claiming is a botched wrist surgery. Per a report from CalgarySun.com, Hart reportedly got surgery on his right wrist 2 years ago in relation to an injury he sustained back in 1981, where he chipped his scaphoid, one of 8 small bones in the wrists. Not a scaffold.
2 different things.
Slightly. One you fall off of, the other one you hope you don't fall on when you fall off the scaffold.
You can break your scaffold from falling off a scaffold.
That's what I'm saying. I just took the long road. Back roads. When Hart visited Dr. Young, he claimed that he could repair the wrist with a partial fusion of the wrist bones. The surgery took place on November 23rd in 2015. 6 weeks later, Hart returned to Dr. Young's office to have 3 pins removed and also complained about the pain and swelling in his wrist. He also complained that the thumb and index finger would not function. Young reportedly told Hart to wait and see how it healed. However, the pain and immobility of his fingers continued through the visits in March, April, and August. Hart now claims that Young and his team were negligent and breached their responsibility to care for him. He is also claiming that Young and his team left a tourniquet on his right arm for far too long, which cut off circulation to his nerves and tendons on the right index finger and thumb. As a result, those fingers were injured and immobilized by the lack of oxygen they were receiving. Hart claims he's now unable to perform in recreational and social activities, such as fingering his wife and full-handed masturbation. As a result of the injury, including actions such as using pens, pencils, inserting his thumb in his wife's ass, using eating utensils, and dressing himself without assistance. Hart underwent another surgery in October, however. The effects are not yet known. Any thoughts on this, Fat Mac?
A lot to take away from that. You know, I sit and I think about poor Bret Hart, and I don't mean this sarcastically. I mean, the motherfucker, his career was cut short by a fucking not well-timed kick to the head and got him the concussion. His brother was killed in the ring. He got screwed at SummerSlam. I mean, he's had injury after injury. I believe him in what he says as far as this goes. Do I believe, is he exaggerating slightly? I wouldn't be surprised.
It is Bret Hart.
Yeah, the Bret Hart we know, I mean, he loves to bitch and complain. And at least me, I assume almost every bitch and complain has about 75% fact to it.
Yeah.
I think he embellishes and gets a little woe is me. But at the same time...
You know what would help him? A little bit of that DDP yoga.
A little bit of that DDP yoga. It couldn't hurt. I get the woe is me feeling every now and then with bullshit I go through. And this guy lost a lot. He literally went from being the Stone Cold of a company. I mean, he was Stone Cold Steve Austin before he left WWE. Stone Cold didn't happen until fucking Bret Hart left. That's not to say there wasn't a Stone Cold character, but the Stone Cold we remember as the greatest thing there didn't happen until Hart left, and arguably wouldn't have happened if Hart stayed. He was always going to be the main guy. He went from being the Stone Cold of a company to being a fucking afterthought in a fucking over-bloated NWO. And after that, I mean, everybody looks at him as the pity party and all of this, and it's just, I feel bad for the guy. I honestly feel bad for him, and I believe him. I believe that he had botched wrist surgery, and he has a hard time sticking his thumb in his wife's ass and using a fucking fork. At the same time or separate.
Do you often stick your thumb in one's ass while using a fork?
Often, no.
In that same hand.
Fairly regularly, yes. I do a lot of...
What are you eating with the fork?
You know, and honestly, and we're going to get super honest here. There was a time that I inserted multiple vegetables into a gal, and then later on used those vegetables to cook supper for a different gal. And then me and the original gal fucking had a good laugh about it, and shit like that turns me on. So I'm not gonna lie, I've done something like that, and shit like that turns me on, and I'm sorry for that. But that's the person I am. Take me as you will. Hey man, take me to greener pastures. Some folks want to go to greener pastures. Is Dolph Ziggler one? Dolph Ziggler went out, he had an interview. He stated in the interview, I have a very short amount of time left to figure out if I want to do that again, meaning WWE, or if there's something to reach for. All I could reach for is fun-ass matches and tearing it down on the weekends, because it doesn't seem to be a specific great prize to be reaching for here that I can attain. So I can be patted on the back and told, you're our guy, you're our Shawn Michaels, you're so good at this. We can't do this without you. And then kind of see a bunch of guys not in that position coast right by. Roman Reigns. Excuse me. So there are no hurt feelings. It's a show business. It's a show business thing where I love it, and in a very short time I will have to decide if I need to go away and do my own thing, or if I need to find a different role here. That is Dolph Ziggler contemplating leaving WWE or staying with WWE.
Bullet Club.
He lays it out pretty bluntly.
He'd be in the Bullet Club in half a second.
You know, I get sick of every WWE guy leaving WWE and joining Bullet Club, but I would love to see Dolph in the Bullet Club. He would be great.
He actually deserves to be there.
Oh, yeah. He fits right in. It would be awesome. And hey, I know a certain Bullet Club venue that's got a 10,000 seat show coming up pretty soon that could use Dolph's name.
Right. Holy shit. How many WWE guys do you think that's going to entice enough to leave?
Oh, man. If depending on how successful or unsuccessful that is, it's going to make a huge difference on the future of WWE. For folks that don't know, we don't have this in the news this week, but if you were listening last week, the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes are putting their own money, all their own money, there is no company backing this, into a 10,000 seat show that they're going to put on, a pro wrestling show. Sounds like things are actually going very well. I've heard a few updates from Cody Rhodes and Young Bucks, and it sounds like a venue is going to be named here shortly, as well as some match listings. I'm super excited for it, and you know, obviously I don't think it would come in time for Dolph Ziggler to perform in it. I mean, I just said that in jest, but yeah, you're right. This is... How successful this is going to make a huge impact on WWE, and don't think for a second that WWE officials, including Triple H and Vince McMahon, don't know this. They're watching. They're fucking watching with bated breath.
It's gonna be so good. I hope it sells out and more.
I hope they get a pay-per-view distributor or a video distributor so that I can watch it online.
Yeah.
I really hope so.
Otherwise, we might just have to be saving some tax money.
What else we got, Pasty?
Well, you had mentioned, you're our guy. You're our Shawn Michaels. And I had tasked you to the mission of watching SmackDown. Did you catch his little segment on SmackDown?
You know what?
He came
afterwards,
out with the Shawn Michaels
I was like, oh,
stubble.
shit. I was supposed to remember that to watch that, and I just fucking I half paid attention through it, and I didn't pay attention to what his hat was. I'm sorry.
In the segment, he had the Shawn Michaels stubble.
Yep.
And a camo hat, like a
Did he?
baseball cap. Yeah.
I honestly half paid attention to it. I apologize.
Well, that's what happens when Dolph Ziggler's on. That's what we've been programmed to do.
Actually, I think most of SmackDown, I think I was half passing out through it.
I really hope that if he does decide to leave for the rest of his time in WWE, he's just excessively Shawn Michaels.
He is their Shawn Michaels. I mean, he's what we got.
Shawn
Him or
Michaels
Tyler
hates
Breeze.
that they call him that too. I've heard Shawn Michaels go off on about how nobody needs to be the next Shawn
he's
Michaels.
his own. Yeah, he's his own Dolph Ziggler, and I agree with that. I agree 100%.
I'd love to see them have a match.
What you got, white boy?
What you got? Pete not done? The Bruiserweight recently sent out a tweet confirming that he's still taking independent bookings for January and February of 2018. There has been speculation over the last few months regarding the WWE UK television show, but appears that nothing has yet been finalized. Dunne has been taking a backseat position on the major UK shows for companies such as ICW, Progress, Rev Pro, and OTT. You know
Over
me.
the top.
Dunne himself confirmed in a recent Progress chapter show that his future in the UK was up in the air. And he appears to be in a holding pattern until WWE decides exactly how they want to utilize UK talent they have under contract.
Fuck, was that from your side of the fucking audio or my side, Loke?
What side?
That must have been from me. Sounded like a man bear pig up in here.
Cool.
All right. Pete Dunne, man. All of the UK guys, they need to figure something out with these guys.
They're
are
just wasting their
super
lives.
fucking talented. I'm glad that they're allowed to do other bookings. It is good to hear this. This is why this is in our news segment, because it's super positive to hear that he's able to take bookings. Insane Championship Wrestling, Progress, Rev
Yeah, but
Pro,
even if he's
Over
able
the
to take
Top.
bookings,
Those are all
doesn't
huge
WWE
names.
still get to say yes or no?
Correct. If they decide they want to put on a show or they want to fly him to the US for something, then he has to cancel one of those shows. Correct. They need to figure something out. They need to figure out what they're doing with their UK talent. You know, they had this great idea, this fucking UK tournament, and we'll make a championship, and then
The biggest dropped angle in history. Affecting
second
the
biggest,
lives
next
of
to
multiple
fucking
people.
McMahon getting blown up in the limo. Come on now.
Okay.
But I don't even know what to say about it other than they're just wasting these fucking talents.
And it'd be
You know,
bad
you and I
news,
have talked.
man, if all their contracts expired and there was never a UK show and 205 Live fell to pieces. Just those failures in succession, I think they'd hurt quite a bit. I mean, it would alleviate money in the WWE pockets.
Yeah.
But as a company, if two of your shows just fucked, or, you know,
I think they could make... Again, I'm not in the financial fucking shit, so I don't know. But from what I see as an outsider looking at the European wrestling market, I think WWE could make money having a European-only show. A show that's based in the in like United Kingdom, somewhere in the United Kingdom, Great Britain or somewhere, a centralized location, All of these guys can wrestle. It's aired over in the European area. It doesn't even have to be on the WWE Network. It can be their own show for those guys there.
They get Raw and SmackDown.
And every now and then we will get a special, or we'll get him in NXT or something like that. But I think they could make money off of that. I honestly think they could.
They'd probably make better money off of it than trying to air it all over.
Well, better than what they're wasting their money on now. They signed
the United Kingdom would feel like they had something of their own in WWE. It's cool.
Yeah. Oh, Pasty, I thought of you when I seen this fucking, and I found this a few hours before airtime. This one I dubbed No. This might spark some debate with us, so I'm going to clear a little bit of time for this. Dave Meltzer has some new insight and updates about Daniel Bryan's WWE in-ring status, as well as a rumored upcoming feud in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. On TV, WWE has been teasing a feud between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. We have talked about this, Pasty. But an in-ring match between the two is not something being discussed on paper. The Wrestling Observer spoke to a WWE source on December 4th that told them rumors that Bryan had been cleared were inaccurate. Vince McMahon has apparently told Daniel Bryan the decision on whether he will wrestle again for WWE or not will come from Dr. Joseph Maroon and the board of directors. The feud between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon is not meant to build to a match, much like Bryan's feud with The Miz never built to one. I'm going to let you take this, Pasty.
I don't buy it. I think they're just, the internet's starting to catch on to it, so now they got to swerve it in a direction. I think this is going to happen. I think this is going to happen at Mania. And that'll be Bryan's return at Mania. And it'll be announced the week before Mania. Or something stupid like that, where they get the maximum hype for it. I think this is... I've been talking about it. WWE is learning new psychology. They have to learn the psychology of the internet. Of media. And it wouldn't be the first time they've gone to lengths to pull something off like that.
And this is not WWE stating this, correct?
Correct.
This isn't WWE saying this. This is Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a WWE release press release.
Yeah, but I definitely, I don't know. I still think...
I stand behind my thoughts. I don't think Daniel Bryan will ever wrestle in WWE again. And I can guarantee you, Pasty, that there's no way by WrestleMania they would clear him and allow him to wrestle both.
Yeah, but don't you think Vince McMahon looks at Daniel
impossibility
now and sees how good he would be out there and how much money he'd make for himself and just
They didn't see it when he was wrestling. Fuck no, they didn't see it when he was wrestling. As long as he's got Braun Strowman and fucking Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal, he has no fucking... He doesn't even see Daniel Bryan. I'd be surprised if Vince McMahon knows. I would be surprised. I'm saying it right now. I'll be surprised if Vince McMahon even knows Daniel Bryan still works for WWE. I would be surprised if Vince actually knows that. I'm going to say that right now. I'm surprised. I know Triple H knows. I would be surprised if Vince knows Daniel Bryan still works for him. Now, listen, this is the same guy who still, as far as we know, and according to fucking Doc Gallows, doesn't know that Doc Gallows was Festus from back in the fucking 2000s. Vince still doesn't know that Doc Gallows was Festus. I honestly don't think Vince McMahon knows Daniel Bryan is still working for the company. I think there's no way in hell he's ever taking
it's been building.
I'm going to say take a bump. Like, even in a fucking segment. There's no way he's even taking a bump.
It's happening.
In that ring. For at least a year.
It's happening. I'd put money on that shit.
All right, we're gonna see what happens. I love it. It's interesting. It is interesting, but I don't see anything happening. But there is a glowing reception. We got some positive things to end off our news and notes, and one of those is the Writers Guild of America has released the nominees for the 2018 awards ceremony, and Netflix's Glow was nominated for Best New Series and Best Comedy Series. Anybody listening who hasn't seen the show Glow, it is a retelling of the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. It's based on a true story. They've completely redone it. None of it is true. None of the names are true. None of the acts are true. But it's an awesome fucking show. Pasty, you've seen the series, correct?
Yeah, I liked it a whole lot. And there's a whole lot of WWE wrestlers.
I don't know that there's no WWE wrestlers.
Well,
but there's a lot of independent
WWE
wrestlers that are on there, such as Johnny Impact from Impact Wrestling.
Johnny Moon.
Not Ryan. Why do I want to say Ryan? What's the
Alex
big guy's
Riley.
name that used to be with the Miz? Yes, Alex Riley is on there. Amazing Kong is on there. Chavo Guerrero trained them. Christopher Daniels is on there. Frankie Kazarian is on there. It's an amazing, it's a who's who of
Funkasaurus
independent wrestlers who have never been to, people who haven't even had to go to WWE to get their name. A great show. Great acting, great story. I'm excited for season 2. I'm glad to see that they're getting a nomination, because anything that's in the mainstream that promotes pro wrestling, I'll say in a positive light. There was a lot of, they took a realistic look at this, and it was 80s pro wrestling, so there's some negatives in there. There's a lot of cocaine use and sexuality and Ku Klux Klan and all of that. But for the most part, I'd say it shows it in a positive light. Good for them. And good for women's wrestling. So you don't hear enough about women's wrestling to begin with.
Right.
Pasty, I'll let you take the last news note of the day, because it's an amazing one.
Of the day.
And because you taught me something new about this.
I did. I can't believe you didn't know it.
I didn't.
Some new dope? Apparently, Carrie Fisher, the actress who portrayed Princess Leia, always ate her bootios in the morning. Several novelty items found in her home were auctioned off recently, including a box of New Day's cereal, which reportedly had been displayed in the star's kitchen long before her Death Star last year.
That is so awesome. That is so cool that Carrie Fisher fucking bought bootios and kept them in her fucking kitchen. I don't know if it's you know what? From what I've read, I don't know if it's a full box or an empty box. I don't know if she ate the bootios or if she bought it and just kept it. I'm not sure. And I'm not going to invest the money to fucking find out. It's expensive shit. But, you know what, Pasty? You taught me something new that I didn't know. Go ahead and let the world... Maybe the world doesn't know, or maybe I'm the only one who didn't know this.
Well...
Spread the word, Herb.
I was surprised that she had a box of New Day's cereal bootios. Because I thought she was a cokehead bitch who just hated everything. And Fat Mac's like, what are you talking about? She's not a cokehead. There was a scandal going on about her having a coke nail back when they were shooting whatever.
A New Hope.
Yeah, there you go.
But Carrie Fisher wouldn't do coke. Fuck no. Not my Carrie Fisher.
Fuck yeah. Because when Carrie Fisher died, cocaine was found in her system. And her daughter has a quote. A quote, you ask? Yes, a quote! My mom battled drug addiction and mental illness her entire life. She ultimately died of it. She was purposefully open in all her work about the social stigma surrounding drug use.
What a cunt. What a cunt. That's all I gotta say. What a fucking cunt. No, I'd always heard like I said, the coke finger in A New Hope. I always heard was bullshit.
She was into heroin too, homie.
I didn't know anything about this.
She
And
opened
it
up
blows
in a
my
Hollywood
mind.
interview talking about her alcohol and drug addiction, explaining how opioids, in particular, dialed down her manic state.
It blows my mind. I didn't know this shit.
Oh yeah.
Mark Hamill, as far as I know, isn't in any of this shit, and he does the Joker. Oh, by the way, did you see that fucking animated short where like the Joker and the other guy kidnap Mark Hamill? No?
I don't.
It's awesome. Look it up. It's the Joker, and it's another guy that the Joker voices. It's another supervillain, a minor supervillain. But anyways, the two of them kidnap Mark Hamill, and then Mark Hamill keeps like fucking doing their voices to get them pissed off at each other, like, "Huh, now you're just nothing but a loser," and fucking gets them pissed off at each other, and then he ends up getting away because he mimed or fucking. Because he does the voice of the other two. It's fucking hilarious. It's awesome. Check it out, man.
I definitely will have to.
Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. I love you. God bless you for the bootios. Never knew nothing about your Coke addiction, but I love you so much better now because
I'm not done yet.
Oh, fuck.
She was a party girl, yo.
God damn if she wasn't. She took both Hamill and Ford at the same time. In fact, I heard she let Gilbert Godfrey put his thumb inside her vagina and stroke the front wall of it. She wasn't into the fisting, though.
Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay. I'm just gonna go off the front page here. Fisher's toxicology review found evidence of cocaine, methadone, MDMA, and other drugs. So she was on a whole cocktail of shit when she passed away. Sorry, folks, I don't got anything really to say right now. While he's away. God, he takes forever, doesn't he, folks? I'm leaving you hanging. Because he left me hanging. Well, just hanging.
And that is why we don't play with knives in the kitchen.
So, as I was trying to tell you before you walked away and left me hanging, and I left them hanging, and we all left each other hanging.
Were you supposed to keep the story going?
I didn't have anywhere to go after I got there. But Carrie Fisher's toxicology report had cocaine, methadone, heroin, and ecstasy in her system when she died. She was a party girl, man.
That woman. She's my kind of woman. She's my kind of fucking woman. God bless her.
Cocaine and heroin, people do that? Do they do that when they want to die?
Yeah, I suppose so.
God, that's insane.
Oh, it sounds like a fun time if you ask me.
You need tiger's blood to survive that kind of shit.
So let's move on to Raw this week, man. There's no pay-per-view coming up this week. Let's go to Raw. We ended up having an impromptu match with Roman Reigns versus Jason Jordan again. This match wasn't as good as their last match, but was still a pretty decent match, I thought.
Yeah. I'm still not giving Jordan any credit right now. Frankly,
he kicked out of another Superman punch this week.
Even though this is a storyline thing, Jason Jordan should not be calling Kurt Angle dad on WWE television. He should be calling him sir or Kurt.
Well, if he was a face, yes. As a heel, he should be sucking it up and trying to get everything out of him. Right?
Yeah. I guess.
I mean, to me, I look at that as a heel thing. Like, that's what they're doing as a heel. He's like, come on, Dad. Do this for me, Dad. You know, if he was a face, I would agree with you. It'd be stupid. It'd be, yes, General Manager, sir, or yes, Mr. Angle.
It's really funny how Roman Reigns has issued an open challenge, and yet everybody has to get the okay first.
But they didn't on this one. Jason Jordan just came out, and Reigns was like, all right, we'll fucking fight. And they fight, and Samoa Joe comes down, and he beats up Roman Reigns, and it looks like that fucking there's going to be another match against Jason Jordan next week still. So, I mean, they're really pushing this. I mean, they're doing something with this Jason Jordan thing. I don't know that they're doing the right thing. I think they fucked it up to begin with.
Yeah.
But at least they're trying, them fucking troopers. God bless them. Paige came out and defeated Sasha Banks with Absolution. She came out and she explained what Absolution was, and I'm glad she did that because that makes us like the group a little bit more. It gets us into their character a little bit more. Or, you know, maybe was it Corey Graves that did it? Somebody explained what Absolution was. Anyways, Absolution is the washing away of sins. It's you're an evil person and you're horrible, but you're no longer evil or horrible. And everything that you did in the past is gone. And
those videos are still on the internet page.
Yeah, as much as she's done in the past, I think Absolution is a fucking awesome name for her new group. Because that's the only way you can bring this bitch back. So I found some humor in that myself. She beat Sasha Banks. I thought that was cool. They're keeping her strong. Trying to think, was there I don't think there was actually interference. I know that Absolution came down, but so did Mickie James and Bayley.
Right.
I can't think that I don't think there was any funny business. Now, next was something I really didn't like, Pasty. I really didn't like. And they had Enzo Amore come out, and Nia Jax came out. And apparently she was flirting with him or whatever. That's fine. But they had Nia Jax standing next to Enzo Amore, side by side, face to face, and we got to see that Nia Jax is the same height as Enzo Amore, and I feel like that kills a lot of fucking Nia Jax's beastness.
Yeah.
We know she's a female, and we know she's not fucking Braun Strowman, but she's a beast in her own right. But do not give us a comparison. Do not fucking stand her next to Enzo when they're the same fucking height.
Oh my God.
Do something with the cameras or do something.
No, let it be, man. Let it be. I want to see them form a on-screen romance and her take on an Enzo-esque personality.
I don't want to see that.
She could be his big Cass.
But she's not big and she's not Cass.
It'd be great. She'd make a great New Yorker. Do it! Do it! I didn't even see that, really, but I love it. Go with it.
It really hurt me to see her stand toe-to-toe with Enzo and be the same height. I just felt that was...
Maybe Enzo's a lot taller than people give him credit for.
Maybe, but that doesn't change the fact that the character that you have created to be a whiny little bitch is the same height as the character that you've created to be a big fucking powerhouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they should just cut off Enzo's legs at the knees and you could be happy.
It just gives a different message. To me, it gives a bad message. I might be reading more into it. I do that sometimes and I apologize, but To me, that wasn't good.
She's still bigger than all the women.
What'd you say about Chicken?
I said she's still bigger than all the other women.
Not taller than all the other women, but she is bigger. And you know what? I think she's sexy for her size, and I think she is a monster and a beast. And I love the character Nia Jax, and I hope for the best for her.
I hope she becomes a female Enzo Amore. That's what I want her to do. The dance. I want to see her do the dance.
So we had the obligatory 205 Live Fatal 4-Way match where you just throw everybody in there, and that's what you get. This was the... Didn't last week we had a Fatal 4-Way also, and the winners of those will be determined to see who's the number one contender or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, Drew Gulak beat Mustafa Ali, Cedric Alexander, and Tony Nese. So now Drew Gulak will face Rich Swann. I'm assuming next week, or maybe on 205 Live, and one of those two we will face the Cruiserweight champ, Kalisto. I'm hoping Rich Swann gets it, and I hope he wins. I don't remember what I was listening to yesterday or today. I don't remember which day it was. I was listening to a podcast, and somebody was going off about how fucking vanilla Rich Swann was and how they didn't like him and thought he was nothing. And I'm just a huge fucking Rich Swann guy.
He's an entertainer.
I think so. This guy I was listening to thought he didn't have nothing to offer, and he was boring. But I'm going for Rich Swann for this. I think he's better than Drew Gulak myself. I think that. And I think he's better than Kalisto.
I'm a big fan of both Rich Swann and No Way Jose.
I love No Way Jose. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. They haven't done much with him lately. They need to do more with him.
Yeah, they do.
Braun Strowman beat the shit out of Elias Sampson before they could have a match. That was it. Kane appeared on the Titantron and challenged Braun Strowman for next week. He said, Braun is a monster among men, but it's time he remembered what a monster among monsters is like. I don't know. They just decided both guys have monster in their name and they can fucking have them. It's stupid. It's stupid.
It should be a Ring on Fire match. It should be.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
I feel like one way or another. Actually, it should end in a Buried Alive match. They should do a Buried Alive match to end their feud. And to put Bray in the... or not Bray. Braun. In the monster wheelhouse as he buries Kane.
Ring of Fire, guitar on a pole, Buried Alive match. You have to get the guitar off the pole, hit your opponent with it, light them on fire, and then bury them alive while they're on. I love that
Elias thought it was a good idea to hit Strowman in the back with a guitar.
Oh yeah, it's a great idea. Fucking amazing. Asuka defeated Alicia Fox. They made Alicia Fox look stronger than they fucking should have in this match. I was surprised. I don't know what's up
with them pushing her lately. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I mean, this is the same thing we've seen from Emma before they fucking axed Emma. So maybe they're gonna axe Alicia. I don't know.
Being really nice to her. That's how they get rid of their women. They're excessively nice. Natalia's gonna go soon too.
Right. Finn Balor defeated Bo Dallas with a coup de grace. That was fucking boring. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy had dueling promos on the Titantron. Pasty, I'm going to let you take this first on how you felt about the Bray Wyatt Matt Hardy promo, and I'll follow you.
Well, at first, when it started switching back and forth between the two, I was kind of like, why are they doing this? But by the end of it, I kind of thought like it felt like an old school pre-tape promo versus a pre-tape promo. and I like it. And like I said at the top of the show, Woken Matt is a carbon copy of Broken Matt as far as I'm concerned. He was spot on the character, and I thought that he was for sure Broken Matt until he said he was Woken. What are you giggling about?
I really disagree. I think, like, I listened to Bray Wyatt, and then I listened to Matt, and it was like Matt is copying Bray Wyatt's verbiage and his way of speaking and his mannerisms.
No.
It was like, this is not Broken Matt. This is Matt Hardy playing Bray Wyatt. And I was like, why do I want Matt Hardy playing Bray Wyatt when he does such a good fucking broken character? I did not see Broken, and maybe it's the way they shot it. I mean, I've never seen Broken Matt staring into a camera doing a straight on, and like, you know, it might be a nod to the old school and the throwback, and I can't knock that. But I really, as a Broken Matt Hardy fan, I did not feel Broken Matt in this fucking promo. I really didn't. It hurt to watch it. This is not what I want them to go forward with, is what I should say.
Well, like I said, it was just a promo. It's still going to go forward, and I think it's going to be good. And regardless of how it plays out, it probably only plays out through Mania. Like I said earlier, you got plenty of time to tell every story you could want to tell.
Yeah, I mean, Bray Wyatt is the safe person to take on this journey because they've already done the fake. They've already done the fake fucking one with Bray Wyatt. They did the House of Horrors match. I believe it wasn't it House of Horrors?
Yeah.
Or House of
Horrors.
So they've already done. And we all agree, if they let Matt take control of the cinematography, it will be better. Give Matt a new Vanguard 1. Could you imagine Vanguard 1 with WWE money? Like the fucking CGI you could put behind it and shit like that. Now, I don't expect to see Senor Benjamin. I don't expect to see King Maxwell. We're not going to see Rebby Hardy.
He's going to
put
together an army of his most loyal followers.
So what I expect is something like maybe bringing Sanity up is the easy answer. But what if you took some people like a Bo Dallas, a Dolph Ziggler? You took some people who are kind of sitting at the bottom round. Maybe even, like you said, an Ascension, or I think the Ascension fits a little better than Fashion Police, but either one would work. People who are sitting down here stagnant, waiting for something.
I just want to see Fashion Police in those segments trying to solve different crimes during those segments.
But I want to see him make, like bring some people in, as he had Senor Benjamin and as he had Rebby and all of those. He needs that. I think he does honestly need that. I think this isn't a solo venture.
Matt brought King Maxwell out at Starrcade.
They aren't going to let him do King Maxwell because he's a kid. They're not going to allow that. We already know that. And Rebby Hardy is just, it's not smart for them to bring her in because of her mouth. We all know her mouth. And they don't want to put her under any kind of contract. And that's smart on their part. But I can see so many good things. And I said that when I said it. I was like, there's so many good things I can see. What they showed me tonight, and by tonight I mean fucking Monday night, was super disappointing. And I just hope that's not the way they take this character. I just hope they bring this character somewhere else. That's just my personal thoughts. But I did not like the person talking. I didn't like that person sitting there talking to me. I did not get into that at all. He did not make me want to follow his adventures.
It just begins.
That's a good counterpoint.
Always is. Always is. Brought to you by Surly.
And we ended Raw with a tag team championship match. The Bar versus Seth and Dean again.
I was kind of surprised to see this as the main event. But it made sense because by that point of the night, I didn't really care so much anymore.
Yeah. And Samoa Joe came out and so we know it's going to a 3-on-3. It's going to Joe Bar versus the Shield. Which is to me it's okay. You didn't seem to like it. I think it's 3 brawlers that are just gonna kick ass against the Shield. I like this because I don't expect it to go anywhere. It's just something for the Shield for now.
Is kind of the same problem I had when they did the 5-on-3 handicap match. And that's Sheamus and Cesaro are a tag team. They're not a stable. I don't want them to be a stable. And I want to see the groups like the Shield and New Day fight stables. Not tag teams with an extra guy. I hate that.
But there isn't any stable.
Fucking cop-out. So you make a new stable. Bring up Sanity. Do something.
Aren't they doing that by just adding Joe to fucking the Bar?
No, I hate a tag team with an extra guy. I hate that.
Isn't that what a stable is, though? The Shield right now is a tag team with an extra guy. And it's Seth and Dean.
They're already dulling on me.
I would agree.
I want stables versus stables, tag teams in their own lane.
See, I thought for a second, and this was a couple months ago, and we probably talked about it, that we could see a trios title coming because there was a few good 3-man groups coming up. And I don't think we're going to see that anymore, but I think we're going to see a lot of tag teams teaming with one guy to take on 3-man
Unless
groups.
It was a title that you only defended at one of the big 5, I guess. Because stables,
not necessarily.
There's enough stables.
Again, there's a cruiserweight title. So why can't there be a trios on SmackDown? I mean, why not?
Because I don't know. I would just want a stables thing to be universal.
But you can't do that with a split brand. You shouldn't have anything universal with a split brand. You shouldn't, unless it is a main title, which I think you can only have a main title be universal.
Nope, it's a stables thing.
And
it's a power game, so it's only defended at the big 5, and the team who holds it can go back and forth between shows.
But you want to do that with a singles title. You wouldn't want to do that with something that has multiple people.
Stables, multiple people, because they could be running through a show, and when that gets boring, they can go run through a different show.
That's ridiculous.
It's brilliant.
That is super ridiculous. How is that brilliant?
It's brilliant.
That's saying that 3 guys who can't do anything on their own are more important than one guy who is the head of the company.
Yeah. Because
3 guys who can't do anything on their own are more important than one guy who's
the one guy with the tag team, and then we got this whole vicious cycle again.
I love you, Pasty. I love you to fucking death, but we got to move on to SmackDown. I do love you, man. SmackDown started with Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Shane McMahon for the millionth fucking time, and Randy Orton hit an RKO on Kevin Owens. Fucking yay. I never thought somebody would make me fucking sick of Kevin Owens, but SmackDown has made me sick of Kevin Owens. Fuck. God, they've just ruined the best shit that you could have. I don't know whose fucking Cheerios he pissed in, but god damn if they ain't fucked him to hell. Rusev and Aiden
builds
English.
to the storyline with him and Shane, because he is being fucked.
I hope it does, but like, what are they gonna do? Have him and Shane at the Rumble? Why?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I honestly think Shane fires him, and Daniel Bryan bites his tongue about it, but you can tell there's more resentment, and it builds towards my WrestleMania angle.
It's It's Shane Triple H at Mania, whether you like it or not, Loke. Just
We'll
like
see.
it's Reigns and fucking Brock at WrestleMania. Whether we like it or not, it's happening.
I want Daniel Bryan, Shane Triple H at Mania.
Yeah, that ain't happening. So Rusev and Aiden English defeated the New Day. Apparently, the new tag team name for Rusev and Aiden English is Rusev Day. Not very original, but I kind of like it. It really screws it.
They've really drove it into your head over the last month.
They have, but it just makes Aiden English seem like an afterthought. Like, it's all about Rusev. And Aiden's just the bitch.
Yep. And I don't see Aiden turning on Rusev anytime soon.
He got away from Simon Gotch, and at least in that group, he was the head. And then he left Simon Gotch from the Vaudevillains, joined Rusev, and he's just the bitch. And it's like,
He is Rusev's Bard.
I'll tell you what, they need this superstar shakeup. I'm not big on changing people up that often, but man, we need a superstar shakeup because shit's rough in SmackDown right now. It's
gonna be bad
rough.
until after Mania, and then after Mania, they'll have a whole new draft.
Bludgeon Brothers beat two nobodies, and that was cool. I'm glad. I'm big on squash matches. If you're gonna push people, I think you should have squash matches. So I'm happy for that.
Unless you're gonna not
Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode beat Baron Corbin in an actually pretty decent match. Ziggler was on commentary. He ended up hitting a zigzag on Roode and got the DQ. I mean, if I honestly thought they were doing something with Ziggler, this would mean something to me, but I still expect Ziggler to leave when his contract's up. So maybe they're putting the swerve on me, but
they could still be trying to talk him into staying with the title, and I could see him to hold it.
Yeah. It doesn't mean nothing to me, but maybe. Charlotte beat Tamina Snuka for nothing.
What they need him to do is fill the role of Miz on SmackDown, basically. That's
he could. Why couldn't he?
He should have a long time ago. Like as soon as Miz went to Raw.
Charlotte beat Tamina. Riot Squad came out, kicked their asses. And then Randy Orton beat Sami Zayn with Kevin Owens handcuffed to the bottom rope. Owens managed to break out of the handcuffs.
Why you would have a fucking wire cutter or a bolt cutter right next to him under the ring?
I know, right? Right. Well, how did that happen? How did they get a bolt cutter right next to him? Son of a bitch! Yeah, he ended up cutting out with a fucking bolt cutter that was placed right under the ring. But Orton still won with a roll-up victory. It was pretty... You know what? This was SmackDown's go... No, it wasn't. Oh, I'm sorry, because there's not a pay-per-view this week. I was going to say this is their go-home show. It wasn't. But they got one more week, and it's like, this is not selling your pay-per-view.
No.
So do something to sell your fucking pay-per-view, because this was... Raw was, for as much as I have to say shitty about it, it was nice to just feel like it was a Raw. It was not a commercial for the pay-per-view. It was not a commercial for SmackDown's pay-per-view. In fact, you and I were talking, and I was like, God, I don't think they even mentioned the pay-per-view, did they? And you were like, no, they didn't. It was kind of nice to just have a Raw be a Raw. For all the problems it may have had, it was just a Raw, and you could enjoy it by itself. SmackDown was not a go-home show to the pay-per-view, but man, was it not enjoyable.
I fast-forwarded through most of it, and I'm glad I did.
I slept through half of it. I was kind of passing out. I was kind of coming down at that time, to be honest. But I went back and, like, I've watched reactions to both Raw and SmackDown on YouTube, and I've read what happened, and I'm like, God damn, I was okay to just fucking pass out for a little bit there and get a little. That was a good come down moment because there was nothing fucking there. So we got a handful of minutes left before we're done.
We didn't even get to the after the match section.
Well, no, oh yeah, there was an after the match section. So Owens and Zayn attacked Orton. Shinsuke Nakamura came out. He hit his finisher, and Orton hit his finisher on Sami Zayn and Owens. Backstage, Shane said that he's getting started pushing Zayn and Owens because he will be the guest referee for the tag match at Clash of Champions. So it's going to be Zayn and Owens versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton. Fucking why? We don't know.
Yawn with Shane McMahon as a special guest ref. Yawn.
Yeah, they've turned fucking Shinsuke Nakamura into fucking just a bore fest. Nobody gives a shit about him anymore. And ain't that the fucking sad truth?
It is.
God, remember his first match with Sami Zayn at NXT Brooklyn? I think it was NXT Brooklyn. Yes. I want to say it was.
It was amazing.
What? I mean, that was arguably the match of the year. There was
remember
only one
a year ago when SmackDown was the best show WWE had going?
Yeah, and then remember they decided, oh shit, Vince doesn't want that to happen. So he made a fucking brand fucking swap or... Well, let's just take the
Vince
good
realize that no matter how it goes, he still wins?
He doesn't. No, that's the problem. This motherfucker doesn't realize that. It makes me want to strangle him. He doesn't. He still thinks it's a fucking fight. He still thinks it's because Raw is his fucking brand that it has to be the best thing. And if SmackDown is better than it, he's losing.
SmackDown's only around because of Dwayne Johnson, and he left me.
That. God, it's sick and perverted. It's so disgusting how he fucking thinks about that shit. Oh, it hurts me. I honestly think he feels that way. And if you look at it, he has to feel that way. He has to. If you look at it, he has to feel that way. You know, just look at this last fucking Clash of Champions. Which some might call fucking Survivor Series, but was literally the Clash of Champions.
I hate so much that it's fucking Clash of Champions. And what Clash? It's stupid.
I know, what a horrible... I mean, it would work if it was 6 months out, but right now it just doesn't fucking work.
Not after the last pay-per-view.
We had a Clash of Champions, and now you're having a pay-per-view where no champions are clashing. It's like, you motherfuckers.
Champions clash with contenders. That's what they should call it.
Yeah, it's stupid. All right, well, let's talk about Tribute to the Troops. This is going to air next week, literally a week from today, December 14th. So we have Absolution, which is Paige, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose, taking on Bayley, Mickie James, and Sasha Banks.
Absolution's going to win.
I would think Absolution wins. Why wouldn't they? You're trying to build them up. I think you should build them up. You have Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott with the Riott Squad. It does not say championship match, so I'm going to guess Ruby Riott wins.
Yep.
If it's not for the championship, I think she wins.
I hope there's some kind of a stare down between the two factions.
Yeah, you would hope so, because they're on the same show. You got New Day and the Usos versus the New American Alpha and Rusev Day, which is Shelton Benjamin, Chad Gable, Rusev, and Aiden English. I would assume New Usos is going over.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if the heels won it. I will say that. I wouldn't be surprised if the heels won it. Then you have Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Jinder Mahal.
Oh, no.
I'm split on this one, man.
I'm not split on this. AJ Styles is on the other team.
You think they're winning it?
Yeah. What says America like AJ Styles?
I'm going to say Kevin Owens, Sami, and Jinder win. I'm going to say they give it to the fucking, to the heels.
Not attribute it to the troops. It's not happening.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not happening. Oh my God. Everybody on Kevin Owens' team is from Canada.
That's true. That is true. They're all Canadian. They are all Canadian. You are right.
Yeah, Team Styles is winning.
It is Team Not Canada versus Team Canada. I'm going with Team Canada.
Oh, let's talk about Team Canada. Did you watch this last episode of South Park, my friend?
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, dude.
They completely fucking redid South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, didn't they?
I love it so much.
Fucking
so much. This episode made the whole season for me.
It's about time they had a good episode.
Gee, kid, you sure sound like a Jewish mother. And millennials against Canada. Oh,
they took Bigger, Longer, and Uncut,
and they cut it down to an episode.
So think about it. When they did Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, the story was about the Terrence and Phillip movie and how everybody looked at that, which was a synonym for how people looked at South Park at the time, right?
Right. And it was mostly Kyle's mom.
So this now, how they're looking at Terrence and Phillip, how Kyle is looking at Terrence and Phillip, is how people are looking at South Park now again, where they're looking at it like, God, the same shit that you guys have been doing isn't fucking making us laugh anymore. And I watched it and I'm like, oh my God, they were listening to me as I watched this season and the last season of South Park. Like, oh shit, you guys aren't funny anymore. It's the same stupid shit. So I'm hoping next season they fucking switch it up, because that, to me, that's what it said, wasn't it?
This season was good, but it was painful. I'm gonna say that.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it was Kyle looking at South Park saying, oh shit, you're not as funny as you thought you were.
Yeah. Oh my God, I loved the scene where he decided he needed to change. And he took off his hat and his jacket. And he changed his Terrence and Phillip shirt into a nice polo shirt. And he cut his hair. And then he put his hat and jacket back on and nothing changed.
Yeah, I know, I love it. I love it.
I laughed so hard for so long, I think I actually had to pause it for a minute. Like, I had to catch up.
This is definitely a good episode of South Park, because they had some great episodes this season.
Yeah.
And then they had some really horrible episodes this season. And it's
I'll say quite a bit of it was painful. I'm sad that it's coming to an end, but just get it behind you, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready for them to just start a new season and see where they go from there.
This episode, I think, is going to take my best of the season, unless the finale outdoes it.
Yeah, and it's a two-parter. They just bombed Canada, so hopefully the two-parter explains what happens after they bombed Canada.
And I love the Hootie and the Blowfish with PC Principal and Strong Woman and Mr. Mackey and the other lady.
That was actually hilarious. I was sitting there and my son was just like, what are they talking about? And I was like, Hootie and the Blowfish used to be a thing in the 90s. That was my best answer. I was like, oh, Hootie and the Blowfish used to be a thing in the 90s. So it's cool they gave a shout out. No, it's cool that they're acknowledging that they're trying. Because last year they even acknowledged it also.
Yeah.
You know, they said, you know, we tried to do this and it didn't work out because the wrong president got elected Take that as you want, folks. But they admitted it was like it wasn't easy to make a decent fucking episode or season because we expected it to be completely different. And this season, I think they had some really good moments, and then they had some really shitty moments. And it's like I think watching that last episode, it tells me that they see that and they're willing to do something. What that'll be, we'll have to wait a fucking, you know.
Yeah, I
we'll
don't know if the finale came out yesterday or if it's next week. With the last few episodes, they've been spacing it out every 2 weeks, so I wouldn't be surprised if I get off of the podcast here and go out to my TV and it's not on there.
Right. What?
But goddamn it, that last episode was great, and I'm glad we had time to actually talk about it a little bit.
It was great. I really enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it an awful lot.
I haven't laughed that hard at an episode of South Park. I mean, in a long fucking time.
If you loved Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, how could you not love that episode? It you know, it didn't have any of the
and it
Saddam
snuck it up on you
Satan stuff.
Because they did. They started cracking jokes about him, like they started calling him Kyle's mom or Mrs. Bravlovsky.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, and I was like, why are they doing that? And then I started seeing it more, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Oh, it was great. I hope Saddam and Satan and Gary come back.
It was seamless how they did it. Fucking seamless.
Brilliant, man. Brilliant.
Love.
But yeah, I guess that puts us at about time.
Yeah, it's go time.
We're back. We ain't sick no more, and we're bringing you top of the line beef sticks.
Got all of WWE in there and a little bit of South Park. So fuck that.
Fuck that. Hoping we can talk about Gotham.
Hope everybody had a good time. We enjoyed bringing it to you.
For the beef that sticks, you knows where to clicks.
And goodbye and good night. I love you like a lovesick puppy.